million that I've earned in network marketing at this point, right? Something like that. It wasn't when I hit a milestone, or it wasn't when I spoke on a stage to like the first time I ever spoke. It was in front of 7,000 people and I didn't poop my pants, you guys. But truly, it wasn't any of those things. It wasn't when I hit a certain rank or I had a certain team size. It was when I decided that I had a human goal, which was I'm going to learn how to be more Kacia. Holy crap, I'm doing the thing that I'm scared to do. I'm so proud of myself. So along the way, as you're building from no to like to trust and people are catching on to what you're doing, if you have a goal for yourself to build confidence, because how you show up in your business is going to impact how you are in other facets of your life, then you're already winning. Drop in the chat if you feel like you're winning, even if you didn't have that rank goal, even if someone quit,
right.
Even if that person
if
didn't
someone quit,
sign up,
if
even
that
if
person didn't sign up,
you're trying to hit for the month, right?
All recruitment, no sales.
Because I think you're winning if you're doing the thing that you feel called to do, right? Now, this is my forever dance, my forever dance, okay? It's this combination, and this is how I set every goal in my life. I've talked about this a little bit on Empower Her, but I want to dive into it specifically with network marketing. This micro focus and a macro vision. You're basically dancing this dance for the rest of your life. And this is how I make it more fun, right? Because like I asked you guys at the beginning, how can you make this more fun? How can you make this business more freaking fun? Nobody asked that question. I ask that question every day, right? How can this be more fun? Well, I just picture like I'm dancing, okay? I'm just dancing all the time. I'm just shaking that booty, okay? So the micro focus that you're thinking about every single day is, okay, what do I need to do today to win the day so that I can move the needle forward, right? Maybe that's inviting people to your business. Maybe that's sharing about it on social media. Maybe that's being a little bit more freaking honest, right? I'm going to share with you some tips of like showing up on Instagram. But truly, maybe that's just the tiny little things that are super, super easy to do, even if you have 2 kids under 4 years old, even when your in-laws are in town, even when you've got a crazy work schedule, even if you were traveling all the time, which a lot of us aren't doing right now, but whatever's going on in your world. Like, what are those tiny little things that you can do to move the needle forward? I like to think of this like my cake, right? The tiny little things, like the 3 things that are the most important thing that are going to move the needle forward. Everything else is sprinkles on top, okay? So what is your actual cake for your business? That's your micro focus. It's like, okay, blinders on, I need to do this, move the needle forward. Let's freaking go, okay? That macro vision. This is the thing that you kind of want to pee your pants about, right? Like when you're like, this is the big vision. This is the thing that like when you say it out loud, you kind of are like, I'm gonna say it out loud. You maybe only say it to like your significant other or like your best friend or your sister. It's like that crazy big dream that sometimes you don't even let yourself dream because you're still in that doubt space. But remember, we're building confidence, which is going to help you dream bigger dreams. Get excited about your freaking one shot here, right? So what is that macro vision? And how does this business contribute to getting you closer to that macro vision? Whether that is to buy your dream house, whether that is to give your kids a different lifestyle than what you grew up in, whether that is to pay off your significant other's student loans, right? To put them through dental school, whatever it is, whatever your dream is, what's that big dream that feels far away, that's kind of scary, that you've got to get really intentional about labeling.
Whatever the big dream is, network marketing is not the answer. It's not the way to get there. I mean, obviously for a few people it will be. For her, it was. But not everyone is Kacia. Not everyone is, a born salesperson or a born recruiter. Not everyone can do this. Sometimes people just get lucky. Sometimes people are okay with lying and being dishonest and selling a dream that they know doesn't exist. I get it. It's one of these things where it's like, how cool would it be if I could pay off my house? Or how cool would it be if I could pay off my partner's student loans? Or if I could give this to my kids? Or if I could give this to my parents? Everybody has those things. Everybody has that dream or that thought of like, man, that would be freaking cool. We all deserve to get there. We all deserve to have those dreams realized. So many of us want success so we can do good things for people we love. I hope everybody finds a way to get there. I hope everybody does whatever is right for them to get there, as long as it is not dishonest, scammy, or predatory.
The space between where you are now and where you want to go, because it's far enough away that you're like, whoa, that's a lot of space. But here's the thing. It's a dance. You're dancing this dance between what do I need to do today and where do I want to go? What's the vision that you're actually working towards? If you don't know where you're going, you're going to quit this business because it's going to be hard. Because, Sally293 is going to say something weird to you. That random friend from 3rd grade, your aunt, your cousin, someone's going to be chirping in your ear. But when you know where you're going, you're going to keep on going. Because you're building confidence in real time with this microvision, and you're thinking about the future of the possibilities that this business can help you contribute to in your life, right? And what I think is a really powerful way for us to do this is to really think about who else is going to benefit, right? I don't have any human children, as in I have one covered with my dog. I have a dog, okay? I don't have any human children, but I think so often, and I thought about all the time while I was building my network marketing business, how is me showing up to this going to impact my future children? How is it going to give them different opportunities that I didn't have? How is it going to give them a less stressful life from a financial perspective than I had? How is it going to give me options in the future for where I'd want to go or where I'd want to live or what I'd want to do?
So many people think that.
Other people that are going to benefit as a byproduct. And then I thought about the idea that if I gave up and I had this feeling of like, what if I would have stuck with it? And I had this feeling of regret that I wouldn't feel comfortable looking at my kids in the future in the eyes and telling them that they could do anything that they wanted, and then looking back at me and saying, Mom, why didn't you? Right?
The freaking guilt in that statement, in that theory of, oh, my theoretical future kids. It is okay to quit things that do not work. It just is. It's okay. Quitting things is healthy and normal and fine. Building a business based on recruitment where nobody under you or very few people under you are seeing results and expecting that that's going to give you longevity isn't going to happen, because how often can you do something where you're not even making money before it's like, okay, it's time to throw it in, time to call it quits, throw in the towel. I'm spending money to maintain my rank and I'm not getting anything in return other than guilt trips from my upline about how I'm not trying hard enough. Quitting is healthy. Quit whatever you want.
I just didn't want that. I just played out this hypothetical situation that I was like, I just want to tell my kids that I chased all my dreams and I want to believe that. I want to know that I did. That doesn't mean that this is going to be your forever ever thing for the rest of your life. It wasn't mine. But while I was in it, I made it freaking count because I knew that I left nothing in the tank, right? Can you say the same thing about your goals? Your goals don't have to be for this to be your full-time job. The goal doesn't have to be whatever your upline tells you it should be. The goal matters to you that you feel like you showed up and you left nothing in the tank. What a fulfilling feeling, right? And honestly, just really thinking about the skills that you're building right now and how they're going to serve you in different aspects of your life. And honestly, if you have trouble with future you and thinking about this future version of you, and this relationship that you have with her, I literally just did a podcast episode number 225 on Empower Her, about how to strengthen your relationship with future you, because this is one of the biggest staying powers that I had with helping me build consistency in my network marketing business. Okay.
Rick just came in and said he was going to go pick up the kids and take them to dinner, so you know what that means. Cherry cranberry barefoot hard seltzer, baby. 99 cents from the gas station.
Oh, yay. So maybe I checked it out. Love it. Okay, now, remember, so we're going to get into some tactical things. I want to give you guys some tips. I want you guys to have tangible things that you can leave with. So drop in the chat if you're pumped up, feel ready to rock, because I'm excited. Okay, so you guys know your brain is like a computer, which means whatever questions that you ask it, it's going to answer those questions. Whatever thoughts that you're thinking, whatever statements that you're saying, it's going to look for evidence to support that to be true, right? That's self-confirming bias. So if you're saying crappy things, you're going to get crappy statements. If you're asking crappy questions, you're going to get crappy answers, okay? So
again, totally fair, totally practical advice. If you approach something and say, this might be kind of tough, but I know I can do it, you're going to have such an easier time succeeding. Your brain is going to look for ways to help you succeed because you're telling your brain that's what's happening. So it's going to be like, all right, let's do it. How do we make this happen? The positive statements are crucial, but you also have to be able to back those up.
A couple of statements that I want to talk about that might not be serving you in your business. Number one, this statement is so interesting during a global pandemic. People are saying this all the time, right? Oh, just nobody has money to join me. Hold, please.
I'll let her go.
Is that true? Drop in the chat if you have had someone join you in the last week in your business. Drop in the chat. Yep. Okay, so we'll just squash that one, okay? What happens sometimes when we're scared is we look for evidence to prove that statement to keep us safe. Our brains are literally wired for certainty, right? We're looking for thoughts to prove those things to be true that we're saying out loud. So if you're saying nobody has money to join you, you're literally going to look at, say you've talked to 20 people about your business opportunity. You're going to find one. You're going to be like, Sarah Beth 222. She told me she didn't have money. You're not even talking about the 19 other people that you talked to. You're literally going to focus in on one person, and you're going to say nobody's going to join me. You're just going to catastrophize. We do that because our brains are wired to protect us. That is a human defense.
Fair enough, for sure. But also, most likely, this rep, this independent contractor, whatever you want to call them, has heard that over and over and over again because it's a nice way of saying, I'm not going to do what you're asking me to do. Please leave me alone. Because how are you as like a decent person gonna argue with somebody when they say, I just don't have the money right now. I'm not budgeted for this right now. No, thank you. You're gonna come back and be like, is that true? I mean, some reps will. Some reps will post on their Instagram stories and be like, oh, but you're going to Starbucks. Oh, but you're going to Target. Yeah, because it's their money and they can choose what they want to do with it. And if they're saying, I don't have money to join this right now, they're saying, I don't have money for this. No, thank you.
Mechanism. It's so human that you do that, but it's not serving you. So actually give yourself some evidence. Is the statement that you're saying actually true? Or are you trying to protect yourself by catastrophizing? Because people do have money to join you, right? Maybe you need to reapproach how you're actually inviting them to join you, but they do have money to join you. That is literally false. Just look at the chat, right? But it also makes sense that your brain's trying to protect you because that's...
It's just funny. Nobody has money to join me. Like, that you would be entitled to that. That maybe you could ask them a different way. Say the Beachbody thing or whatever network marketing starter kit, starter package is $200. Plenty of people have $200. I have $200, but that doesn't mean that anyone is entitled to it. The electric company's entitled to my money. The lender for my car is entitled to my money. My credit card bill is entitled to my money. Like, those things, they have a claim on that. You, a random person, or even somebody I knew from elementary school, junior high, high school, a girl that I met when I was walking through Target, like, you are not entitled to my money. So the fact that people would be like, nobody has the money to join me, how can I ask them differently?
That's how you're wired. So give yourself grace, but catch those statements because they're not going to get you where you want to go. Number 2, this is the worst time to build a business. Really? What are the positives about this? So many people want another stream of income. So many people are open to different types of work. So many people are trying to make ends meet and figure out what...
Recruiting. Not, so many people want to feel good about themselves. So many people have maybe, had a really tough time during quarantine. And if they got healthy, that could be something that is a positive in their life. Or even if you take it from like Rodin and Fields. Oh, so many people could, really have a great skincare routine as something that is grounding for them and makes them feel good. So many people love these products. They want the products. No. So many people want a side income. They want a way to make ends meet and a way to achieve their dreams. What is the product? People, membership. That's the product. That is the product of this business, not the actual physical products of any MLM.
Maybe build a business with you if you believe that that's true. Because if you're looking for the negatives, then of course you're going to find them. Yeah, but Kacia, but my target market, they're moms. So they're trying to homeschool their kids and they're trying to do this. They don't have time. Do you think that they want to be in that situation? Can you help them get out of it?
Can you swindle them?
Right. Number 3, this one's always really interesting to me. I shouldn't be selling something right now. It's inconsiderate to charge people money. Where are the girls? Drop in the chat if it's you. Where are the women that struggle with charging people money? Because, holy crap, what you offer matters. If you don't believe in what you're selling and the value that it has to other people, this is going to be hard for you. So I want you to go back to square one. I want you to sit down and think of how has the fact that you are using the products that you're using.
How are you going to offer somebody something that you don't even have? Logically, how does that make sense? Because again, if it were about the products, if it were like, Monet is really expensive and I love it so much and it's done such great things for my hair, but you know, with how pricey it is, I do feel like it's a kind of a bad time and I don't want to put it on anybody that they should be expected to buy it. Like I could see grappling with that. But it's not. It's saying, "Oh, believe in the success, believe in the value of this opportunity of getting people rich by building their own business," when most of the people in this chat, in this workshop, do not have that successful business. They just don't. So how are you going to sell somebody something that you do not have? If I could look at Kacia directly in the face and have a conversation with her, I would say, how does that logically make sense? That you are going to tell people who do not yet have the successful business to believe in the successful business and sell it to somebody else when they don't even know how to get it for themselves, other than by selling the dream to somebody else.
You're in the business that you're in. How has this served you? How is your life better because of it? Literally pen to paper, verbally process this, get this out, and believe in what you're selling. If you don't believe in it, how the hell is someone else going to believe in it? It goes back to you. It's not about pointing the finger at her. Why won't she join me? Why won't she join me? Take that finger, flip it back around, point it back at yourself and say, what can I own here? I don't even believe in what I'm selling. And that's either an indication to get some belief, like build up your own belief, borrow beliefs from someone else that's on your team, that's in your company, right? Or it's an indication that you're in the wrong thing if you don't believe in it. You gotta believe in it.
Maybe that third
Whereas
one.
none of this stuff matters. Right? Number 4. Who would want to join me? I just started. Or, I love this one, like, I'm not at blank rank, whatever the ranks are in your system, right? Like, I'm not a blank, blank diamond, I'm not a blah, 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 whatever, I'm not that thing. But can we be honest about this one, you guys? Nobody cares. I'm sorry, I said it. Nobody outside of the business actually cares. And I remember there was a season where, like, I cared about, like, okay, I want to get to this stage because this matters, this milestone matters. Nobody that you're connected with on Instagram that's not in your infrastructure even knows what a diamond is. Like, what's a diamond? What's a unicorn? What's a triple double? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's the story that you're telling yourself to keep yourself stuck, to protect yourself from actually going for it, because you're not wired for uncertainty, and uncertainty comes from pushing outside of your freaking comfort zone, girl. That's a story that's not serving you. That's keeping you stuck. That's literally a choice. You made the decision to stay stuck by saying stuff like that. You know what? It was so much easier for me to get people to join me when I was brand new because I literally led with it. I was like, I'm so excited. I'm going to build this team. This is my vision. Come join me. I don't really know exactly what it's going to be, but holy crap, come join me. And guess what happens when you're brand new? You've got enough time for your people, right? Maybe you look at other people that are doing the same business as you and they've got 1,000-person team or 10,000 person team, something crazy. And you're like, oh my gosh, well, they must be better at this than me. They're one person. Are the people that join them going to get as much help as will if they join you? You're new. That works for you, right? But you're telling yourself this story, well, she's better at this than me. Well, they're going to know that she's better at this. They're going to, this rank, this Instagram followers. Nobody gives an F. They don't care about that. They care about how you make them feel. That's it. Right? Number 5. But I'm not as good as her. Damn, did this one keep us stuck? Yep, it gets its own slide. Let's go. Okay, but I'm not as good as her. Number 1. If you know what you want.
Oh, this is such a one. I feel like every person deals with that, of like the comparison of, well, like I went to high school with this person and they're in this spot in their life and I'm here. Like something's wrong with me. I'm not as good as them. They have it better, or they got lucky, or they made the right choices and I didn't. And it's easy to get down on yourself because you have those comparisons, because you know people who are doing better, or who appear to be doing better, or have more money, or have a better marriage, or have better friends, or nicer kids, like whatever it may be. If you're looking for somebody to compare yourself to, you're gonna find them. But it's like, you don't know their story. Maybe they are checking every single box and have the most amazing life ever and have everything you could have ever dreamed of, and they're just thrilled about their life and they love everything about it, wouldn't change a thing, but maybe they don't have that. And regardless of whether they do or don't, you're always going to lose in a game of comparison when you're looking for people who are better than you. I guess maybe you'll win. I don't know how to do that metaphor. Ultimately, you're going to lose. Your self-confidence, your drive, whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish you're not going to accomplish it if you're always looking at what other people are doing. And I feel like it's very, very easy in network marketing to get lost in that comparison, to say, oh, this business looks so easy for her. Why is it not easy for me? Maybe she's a swindler. Like, maybe you're an honest person and she's out here selling the story. Maybe she already had a dedicated social media following that she could sell to or that she could recruit, and you didn't. Maybe you were expecting, 15 minutes a day from my phone, and it turns out that that wasn't really the package that you bought. Like, that's not what you signed up for. So comparison is such like a deep cut that we can all identify with, and we can all remember a time where we looked at somebody else and felt inferior because of what they were doing or what they had or what they accomplished. And I feel like it is rampant in MLMs, and I think it's great that Kacia's gonna come up here and try and debunk some of that and like pick some of that apart and be like, hey, don't compare yourself, whatever. But that's not gonna take it out of MLM culture. That's not going to take away from uplines highlighting the people who are doing better than you and treating them better or giving them certain rewards. And like, I get it, you know, in business, people who perform well tend to get rewards. Like, I've worked for companies where, you know, you can nominate people for this, I don't want to like say what it's called in case that gives away the company that I worked for, but you could nominate them to be recognized in a way where they got to go spend a week on a cruise or on an island or in Hawaii, and they got rewarded for being good at their job in that way. And so that's a totally normal thing, but like, there's a huge difference between being an accountant or like working in payroll, being an IT, being a data clerk. Like, there's a huge difference between those kind of jobs and a job where you're literally selling yourself and your lifestyle. How much more personal is that when it's about you and your life and your story and your why and making these personal connections? And if you're not doing well and somebody else is, it's like, oh my God, I guess they're just better than me in every way, as opposed to on the business side, where it's just like, yeah, this person really loves their job and they're committed to doing good at it, so cool for them.
Who you're here for, you're going to be able to show up for her, okay? And we're going to dig into that in a second. But when you know what you want and who you're here for, you don't have time to worry about everybody else, right? And for me, I found this to really serve me from a comparison lens while building a business like this, because we're socialized to compare. We're literally celebrating people. Every single, no matter what network marketing company you're with, every single network marketing company has a recognition system, right? It keeps you pumped. You're pushing for the next goal. Like, it just creates this like buzz, right? Which is awesome. And it's so fun to be a part of. But at the same time, that constantly puts you in comparison.
I think it was in a Deanna Mims video. I think that's what it was. Or Megan Sip. It's probably in plenty of multiple videos, but I'm trying to think of the specific one I was watching where they talked about how you got so much more celebrated if you hit like 2 legs within your first week or like your first month. You got a bonus and you got a shout out and you got shared on your upline stories. And so it's like, yeah, of course they do have those goals, and they push and push and push and say, don't you want to feel loved and celebrated? Like, this person just joined last week and they did it. You're constantly being compared to the other people in your downline,
which means you have to figure out how to know what lane you want to be in. Even when I was asked to speak on some massive stages and had all these really cool opportunities that I had in my network marketing business, I didn't know a lot of the other top people. I literally didn't know who they were because I wasn't worried about them. I was worried about my team. I was worried about being me. I was worried about having joy in the process. I was not worried about what Ashley 293 was doing. I don't even know Ashley 293. I'm staying in my own lane. I know who I am, and that's my focus, is to build confidence in who I am and who I'm here for. How the hell am I going to help who I'm here for if I'm spending all my freaking time looking at her, wondering who she's here for? I don't know who she's here for. I know who I'm here for. That's it, right? And if you're gonna look around, because here's the thing, on the same side of this, as humans, we are wired to want to belong, right? Which is why when people say like, screw the haters, like blinders on, like don't give an F what people think, I think they mean well, but I don't believe that that's actually possible, to not ever care what people think. Otherwise, I think you might be a sociopath. If you don't care what anybody else thinks, like at all, like, I mean, we're literally wired to want to belong. So that's not a bad thing. But if you're gonna look at someone else, remind yourself that she's just proof of what's possible. Like, her experience and what she's accomplished is evidence that it can be done.
What does that have to do with the haters? I'm trying to follow the line of reasoning, and I like get this specific point, but she was talking about the haters and what other people think, and like blinders on, F the haters. What if they're not haters? I mean, what if they're just people in your life who are concerned and saying, hey, you know, you seem to be spending a lot of time or a lot of money on this thing. It's really stressing you out. You're always on your phone when we're together. Like, what if it's not haters? If it's just people who love you and, you know, they love the line of like, people don't want you to change. People want you to be who you've always been because that's who they're accustomed to. And if you try and change something or you try to make more money or be more successful, it's going to throw them off and, you know, release their insecurities and they're going to unload it on you. And that can for sure happen. Like, yeah, absolutely. That is something that happens. But I think if you have good people in your life who love you, they're going to be excited for you. My best friend, he just started a new job this week and I'm texting him, I'm calling him. It's more money than his last job, like better benefits, better schedule, all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, get it. How was it? How's it going? Like, I'm excited for him. I'm not sitting here thinking like, well, how much money is he making? And how does it compare to how much money I'm making? And is it better? Like, no, people in your life who love you want you to do well. They want you to succeed. So if they're asking those questions or they're saying, hey, I'm just concerned about this, it's probably because they care about you and they don't want you to fall into something bad. And then as for if it's possible for her, it's possible for me. Yeah, I mean, that's just an empowering thought to have instead of being jealous of somebody else. Like, oh, if this goal or this milestone is possible for this person, I can do that too. Like, they're not the only person in the world who can do it. It's just more social proof. The only caveat I would have is in network marketing. Oh, this person made $1 million, I can make $1 million. Probably not, but what do income disclosure statements know?
So you have a choice. You can waste time staring at her, wondering what she's doing, spending all your time watching her Instagram stories, reading her posts, thinking that she's got something that you don't, that she's made a magical unicorn desk, when you have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. Or you can simply just understand that you've got the opportunity to clap for her. Thank you, girl, for showing me what's possible. Holy crap. I don't know your story, but I'm proud of you. Let's go. Right? She started sucking just like you did. First you suck, then you suck a little less, and then you get good. And if you keep putting your reps in, then you get better, and then you get really good. Reps. What's required? Starting when you suck. Getting better as you go. Right?
Fair enough.
So ask yourself better questions. You don't know the full story, right? Better questions give you better answers. If you're literally asking yourself, why is she so much better than you? What is your brain going to look for? Evidence of why you think she's better than you at this. She's not better than you at this. You don't even know what her story is. You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors, right? And all of that time that you need to build your business with your crazy busy life, you're wasting watching her build her business. I know why she's crushing it, because she's working while you're watching. I don't have time for that. Your dreams are too important, right? Other people that are going to benefit as the byproducts of you doing this matter. You need to show up for those people too, because this is not just about you, girl. And number 4, this for network marketing, anyone that is like, that knows me from network marketing, this is literally my biggest thing. I built an awesome business that built really quickly, and I still had unplugged time, where I was not within an arm's length distance of my phone. I still had date nights. I still had time with friends. Like, I worked my butt off, but I was intentionally unplugged, because we are not wired to constantly be plugged in. If you send someone a link to enroll with you and they don't enroll with you because you're not connected to your phone, then that person's not for you, right? Boundaries. Otherwise, you're going to...
I wish there was like little scrolly bar at the bottom so I could tell, because I'm like getting done with this and I think we're close to the end, but I don't know how much longer we have.
Gonna burn out. And then you're not just burning out on your dreams, but everybody else that could have been impacted as a byproduct if you kept staying after it.
Stay after it, baby.
Figure out the time that you're not working. Close some commute. Please, girl, if you're a leader in your business, right? Everybody's a leader in their business, but if you've got a team of people, close some communication channels. When I was building my network marketing business, even the girls that I was the closest with of friends on my team, nobody texts me about my business. Nobody texts me about their business. I never answered questions via text about business. I would say, hey, if this is a business question, it goes in my Facebook messages. That's it. I do not answer questions about business via text message. Close communication channels. And give yourself some grace on response times, right? As women, we're socialized to say I'm sorry when we literally bump into someone on the sidewalk or they bump into us. It's crazy. Like we're constantly saying sorry. Why are you saying sorry that it took you 2 hours to respond to a text message when you're keeping 2 humans alive? Why do you have that expectation of yourself? Why do you have to apologize that it took you a second to get back to your DMs? Because you're honoring your priorities. You can do it all. You can. I'm proof of it. You can do this. I believe in you. If you're here and you have this dream on your heart, it's because you have the ability to figure it out. But you just need some boundaries so you don't burn out and take a fork and shove it in your eyeball and want to pull all your hair out of your head. Right? And number 5, when you're struggling with comparison, please unfollow the trigger people. Mute them, right? There's a mute button on Instagram. You can learn to mute people that you don't want to see their stories pop up, right? Use self-control and don't read other people's stuff when you haven't done your own stuff, right? That's how you're going to build your business. Do your own stuff, and then you can look at what other people are doing if you want to. But if someone's triggering you, why are you following them?
Good point again.
Like, you're literally setting yourself up to feel triggered by looking at their stuff if they trigger you. So literally just unfollow them, okay? Now, let's talk about niche. Because here's the thing that kept me pumped in this business. I knew who I was here for. And I want you guys to honestly think about this question.
Okay.
If I were to ask you all
I know this has been long, and if I'm sick of sitting here watching the webinar as it's happening, I know you are sick of hearing me talk about it. I'm going to call it. But before I call it, I'm going to read this slide to you, because I think we are near the end, and she's going to put her own Kacia spin on it. I'm sure if I was in network marketing, this would be a very riveting thing for me to hear. But I'm like, I'm done. I'm burnt out. I gotta go. I've been recording this for 2 days. We gotta put an end to it. This is a good spot to end it on. I'll add one more point that we're not gonna hear her get to because I have watched this before. She talks about how to set yourself up to continue going when you're feeling discouraged. And one of the parts she says is like, there's certain days you're not going to feel like doing it, but you have to keep going. On one hand, like there are certain days you don't want to get up and you don't want to do like the parenting thing, or you don't want to do the dishes, or you don't want to clean the house, you don't want to vacuum, you don't want to go to work. Everybody has days like that, but the world keeps moving, so we got to keep pushing forward and we got to keep doing the things that we need to do to have a good and successful life and feel good about it. Fair enough. It's great. She says, like, there are days that you're just not going to want to do it, but keep doing those things. Like, get your mindset ready for those days because they will happen. And I think anybody in an entrepreneurial role especially understands that because there's more at stake. If you, like, let the dishes go for a day, the world's not going to come to an end. Eventually, those dishes will get done, and that's not really going to have a huge impact on your life. But as an entrepreneur, if you are building a business, a legitimate business, there are things you have to do every day. You're going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel like you're not seeing growth. You're going to feel like, well, I thought I'd be farther along by now and I'm not. So what is even the point of doing it? And you have to be ready for those. Like, it takes a lot of mental fortitude to do something purely because you want something else in the future. Let's say you have a power washing business where you have a power washer, you offer to clean people's houses, you're trying to get like a side hustle going, and you're trying to build a client base. If you go out today and you knock on 20 doors and you offer your services and all those people say no, that's going to be discouraging. But at least you pitched yourself. maybe those people will come back. You hand them a business card, they don't need your service now, maybe they'll need it later. And then the next day you can move on to the next section of the neighborhood or different businesses, whatever. Like, those are things that you're not going to see that reward from today. But if you keep going, you will see it. And so, yes, you need to set yourself up for those sucky days. And I think that that is important. So I appreciate that she brought that up. She also made a point about how, you know, when you get discouraged because people in your life don't care about the business, it's like, well, you know, do you care about what Brian in finance does every day? Do you ask him what he did on a Wednesday? Like, no. You don't ask them about their stuff. It's not surprising that they don't ask you about their stuff, which I think is super important, because I've seen a lot of people talk about how, like, if your family doesn't support you or doesn't buy from you or doesn't join your team, they don't love you. They don't care about you. Like, they're not supporting you and they want you to fail and they're hoping for your downfall, which is 100% not true. If your mom doesn't want to join your team, she loves you, she hopes you succeed, but she's not interested. That's okay. So that was another point that I really liked that she did end up bringing up. But let's get to this. The title says, who are you most excited to serve? What's she like? Have you named her? And that's like a thing about naming an avatar of like your ideal customer. So the part on the left says, what's your niche? What are you interested in? What stage of life are you in? How would you describe your habits around what you sell? What were you nervous about when you decided to build a business? What were you excited about to start? Your target market is likely very similar to you when you first started, so what you care about is what she will care about too. Fair enough. I mean, who's better to sell to than yourself, because you know exactly what they like and exactly what they want. However, we go to the right side. And it says, in this particular season, what is the unique problem that your target demographic has right now that you are looking to solve? Example, moms stressed out at home doing distance learning with kids, corporate hustlers that are creative and want more, helpers wanting to help but not knowing how, hashtag Enneagram 2. Women that used to train at gyms but don't think that at-home programs work but love exercise, people interested in beauty, fashion, organization, etc. Let's just talk about how the first two items on this list are all about recruitment and people wanting more and wanting to build a business, not, oh, I'm passionate about keeping clean products in my home and I want to share this with everybody else who loves that too. Let's say, like, if Miss Myers was an MLM, I'm like, this is an everyday natural product. I feel good about using this on my counters because I have a 2 and a 4-year-old who spill stuff on the counter all the time and then just eat right off of it. I've seen one of them lick the countertop. So I feel so much more comfortable knowing that every day I'm using Mrs. Myers to clean my countertops as opposed to Clorox, as opposed to something with bleach. I'm using this brand instead because I know it's non-toxic and it might not taste great, but it's not going to make them sick. And I'd be more concerned about the Clorox instead. That would be my thing if for some reason I was in a Mrs. Myers MLM. That is something I would be passionate about, and those would be selling points I would use to get people to buy product, not to join a team. Because joining a team and getting others to join a team and getting them others to join their team is not a sustainable business. Where so you can sell somebody a consumable product, they can say, I bought it, I used it, I loved it, I would like to buy more. That's more sustainable. That's different. Why have a business with products if you don't even give a crap about the products in the first place? That tells me how legitimate your business is. And we all know it. I don't need to tell you. I don't know why I'm like, I do know why I'm getting mad. I know why I'm getting heated. I know why I'm getting mad. I'm not meaning to come off like as super aggressive with you. MLMs make me mad. I think this is why I don't make as many MLM videos, because it just pisses me off and now I'm like in a bad mood. But no, it's fine. I'm in a good mood. It's a good day. Rick's gonna bring me home potato tacos from Taco Bell, so what could be better? Let me know what you thought of it down below. If you've ever attended a workshop like this, how it made you feel, if you felt like it helped your business, if you've ever taken a workshop from Kacia, or if you had any personal experience with her. Again, I feel like she seems like a nice person. She seems like a fun person to have in your corner. Like, she seems like she would be a cool person to be hanging out with. But I really dislike that she left network marketing and continues to cater to people in that business. You know, I mean, you left for a reason, is all I'm gonna say about that. So let me know those thoughts down below. And while you're doing that, if you consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you have subscribed already, Thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.